Hi everyone, welcome back to Starbirds. Today we are going to play Sector 5 and try to get the 4 achievements, which is complete the sector with the high score of 76 and 76 without upgrading a building, and also the special achievement Overload, where we need to transmit at least 40 energy in Sector 5. Alright, let's dive in. The quest for this sector is getting 3 strangelets, and then we have our victory. And I assume the strangelets are scattered around the asteroids, and we probably need tons of material to get the strangelet out of the excavation site. So it looks like there's one. Let's place the excavation hub. What do we need? 100 water. And we don't have water over here, so we need to deliver the water. Let's place the landing pad, plug that in, and let's find some water. So we need to discover this one first, maybe. Okay, now we can discover this one. And that should give us water. Let's place a couple of those. Bring the water over here. Connect this one over here, so that's much better. Then for the module we need some silicon. Let's place a couple of those. Let's send some water to our station. Let's go over here, send those 2 resources to our space station. Let's do iron. Space 2. Iron and titanium. Alright. Step 1 is completed. Let's see what we need next for our strangelet. Ah, that's it. Oh, we already got our first strangelet. Okay. Then we can get rid of this platform. Let's do this module. We need triangles. They're over here, but out of reach. Let's place 4. Let's do sulfur next. We do have it right here. Okay, that is taken care of. Let's grab a couple quests and let's head back. So the next thing we need to do is find the next strangelet. Might be on a bigger asteroid, maybe over here or over here. Let's discover this one and then that one. Ah yeah, it's down here. Let's get over here. Let's see what we need. 250. We don't have enough credits. So what do we need? 10 light alloy. Alright. Light alloy, we need silicon and aluminum. And we don't have neither of those resources on this asteroid, so let's find a suitable asteroid. So I was discovering all the remaining asteroids and I found the perfect asteroid for light alloy. This one over here, because it has both resources we need. Let's set up the production line. It turns out this asteroid is not the perfect one. It has both resources, but we need a crucible, and crucibles we can only build in small craters, and there is no small crater on this island. So we have to send the resources to another asteroid anyways. So we can research small explosives, and that will give us small craters. That's interesting. What do we need? Sulfur and aluminium. We already sent those resources to the station. Alright, we do have small explosives. Now, can we place it anywhere we want? Okay, so we can place a small explosive anywhere, I think, and it costs us strange points. This is a new kind of currency. Ominous points obtained through scientific discoveries and inspirational moments. So it looks like it is story driven, and we cannot build as many as we want to. That means we can only build one crucible for the time. And now we do have a small crater. Perfect. So let's place the crucible. Hook that up, and this one, and we need 3 power. So it looks like we have sun only on the very top. I managed to place the panels so we get 3 energy. So apparently, due to the strong particles in this atmosphere, there is very limited energy going through the atmosphere, so it's hard to produce sun energy or solar energy. It only works on the very top of the asteroid. So I guess there will be another source for energy anytime soon, because it's really limiting having only 3 panels on one asteroid. Alright. I just wanted to send some uranium over, and I found the 3rd strangelet over here. Let's see what we need for this one. Strong alloy. I think that's a new material. It is crafted from titanium and iron. And then we get these strange points. So we have to complete quests to get those strange points. But I wanted to send some uranium to our space station. Then let's head over to this asteroid. The delivery is completed. And we need 8 power to get 1 strange point and 1 strangelet. Okay, accept. So it looks like we can unlock the nuclear reactor to produce even more energy. It costs 10 uranium, but we are already sending uranium to the space station, so that should be done in a moment. We got a nuclear reactor. So it costs 150 and it consumes uranium. We do have uranium on this planet, so that's perfect. Okay, so the more input we have, the more power we generate. And I guess there are 4 inputs at most. Let's see. First, hook that up. We need 8 energy. Can we get 8 energy out of 1? If we hook up 1, we get... I think it's a 1-to-1 ratio. No, it's not. It's a 1-to-2. So with 1 extractor we get 2. With 2 we get 4. So I guess the maximum will be 8. Yep. Okay, this one is complete. Let's take that down, take this one down. We have to use our explosives. Yeah, no crater over here. So we need those in a crucible. Let's place one over here maybe. Plug that in. Grab some iron and titanium. Plug that in. And then we need power. So let's see if we have enough sunlight, otherwise we have to bring uranium over here. Route you over here, come on. Alright, so that will do it for now. Send our ally to this landing pad, and that should be it for this one. And then I guess we do have uranium over here as well, so I'm pretty sure we need power as well for the next stage. And then there's also the other achievement where we need to have 40 energy, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 40 energy. Next phase is completed. That gives us another strange point. Let's see. We need 15 power, and then this sector will be completed. Okay, we don't need this one anymore. Let's build a reactor, or a couple. A couple reactors should be enough. Alright, we do have 15 power, and I think that's it for the main quest. That's completed, and we got our victory. Complete sector 5, done. This sector is completed. We need 76 more stars, and we only have 27, so that's going to take a while. And we also need 40 energy. I'm not sure if I have to have the energy on one asteroid, because it doesn't really count, so it doesn't say how much we have. But at the moment we produce about 30 energy. Let's stay here and find out. Alright, and we got the achievement. Transmitting at least 40 power. So it looks like we have to have one single network producing the 40, which I did over here. So in order to get 40 power on this asteroid, I could build 4 reactors and use the resources on this asteroid. And for the 5th one, I hooked it up on the same network, but I get the uranium from another asteroid and send it over here. Okay, so that's one achievement in the books. The next step is to get 76 stars. As always, we can finish all the modules. We still have some left. We can focus on them and also try to build the production line and send the resources over to the main station while we are unlocking the modules. Where do we have water? This one is unused. Let's grab this one. Here's a big patch of ice. Oxygen is up and running, and we are producing 3 stars of oxygen with only 1 launch pad. So with 4 extractors and 4 refiners, we get 3 stars. Let's focus on the next one. We could produce acid. Let's do that next. Let's send sulfur from this asteroid over here. It looks like sulfur is a rare resource because it's only available on 1 asteroid. So we have only sulfur over here. And I started setting up a production line on this asteroid. Let's connect that up. So that should give us acid. And I think 2 should be enough to get 3 stars. Maybe I need a 3rd one as well. We do have some space left, so we can easily do a 3rd one. It looks like that 2 chem labs are enough for acid to get 3 stars. So the next module needs quartz. Let's build a quartz production line. We do have both resources on this asteroid. Let's see if we have enough space. We do have 2 more launch pads. That is perfect. Alright, the production line is set up. We're producing quartz. Again, I built 2 chem labs. That produces us 3 stars. And we also got the module. The next one is glass. So we can build that right next to this production line. Alright, so I built 2 more chem labs over here. We are producing 2 quartz. Put that into a refiner and send it over. That gives us the next module. And we're also producing 3-star glass. The next module will be... let's do hydrocarbon and carbon. We can start with carbon. The carbon production line is up and running. I'm sending water over here to this little asteroid where we have just a tiny little patch of methane, and I built 2 production lines for carbon. As we know now, with 2 chem labs we are getting 3 stars. So this one is completed, and we also got our module. The next module requires hydrocarbon, and hydrocarbon is methane and more water combined with carbon in another chem lab. So maybe it will be enough to have 1 carbon production line, split the output into 2 chem labs. Well, let's see. Okay, it looks like that 1 production line is barely enough. So it fluctuates between 2 and 3 stars. But at the moment it looks kind of stable with 3 stars. So that means we still have 1 water left because we are sending 4 waters and we are only using 3. And we could squeeze in another extractor over here. So let's see. The next module is plastic. Let's do plastic, and let's try to squeeze plastic in here. Alright, I managed to squeeze in 6 extractors on this little patch of methane. I built another production line for carbon and also hydrocarbon. And that hydrocarbon gets converted into plastic, and we sent that to the space station. 1 plastic production is enough for 3 stars. And we also completed the module. The next module would be the circuit boards. For circuit boards we need acid and silicon and a component lab. The production line is up and running for circuit boards. I built 2 production lines because I didn't produce quite enough. I got 2 stars and maybe 3/4, so that's a pity. Also, in order to produce the circuit boards, I need more acid, and I expanded the production line of acid over here. So I built a second landing pad and launch pad and sending the acid over here. So that means we completed the module, and we have, it looks like we have only 1 left. Yep. So the last one wants ceramic. Here we are with our new production line, the ceramic. I produced the power over here. I got the aluminum from here. And for the carbon, I built on this asteroid. This one has no resources on it. So I'm sending over the ingredients for carbon and send the carbon then over here. At the moment we have a overproduction of carbon, and also what do we need for carbon? Methane and water or oxygen. So maybe I pipe the overflow into another launch pad and send it back to the station. But for now we completed all the modules and we are at 58 stars. That means we need 16 more. How many do we need? 18 more, so 76. It's still quite a long way to go. Let's see. We could do the cheeky ones, the ash and the goop, which gives us another 6 stars. Well, let's do that. And then we can also increase the production of strong alloy and light alloy. That gives us another 4 stars. And then we should be at 10. We could also send the easy materials to the station. That might be enough, actually. Well, let's do the ash first. Welcome to our garbage asteroid. On this asteroid we're producing ash with 4 extractors. This production line is enough to produce 3-star ash. Over here we are generating power that supplies the power for 2 component factories. Those 2 component factories produce scrap metal from 2 random materials, and that is enough to produce 3 stars. But you may notice it goes up and down a little bit sometimes, but it's barely enough to produce 3-star scrap metal. And on this side we have 2 chem labs that produces goop. That's also enough to produce 3 stars with also 2 random ingredients. That leaves us on this asteroid with 1 more launch pad left, which we can use to send more iron, for example. Uranium we have on other planets. What do we else have? Titanium. We can send that from another asteroid as well. Let's do iron on this one. Iron is now on 3 stars. That gives us a total of 70. That means 6 to go. I built over here another launch pad and I'm sending 2 extractors of silicon and 2 of aluminium. And that gives us 3 stars for those 2, meaning we got 2 more stars. Let's do uranium and titanium next. So we are currently at 75 stars. I expanded the strong alloy. Yeah, the strong alloy production. So we do have 2 crucibles now. And that's enough for 3 stars as well. And for the final star, I could send some more sulfur or maybe more titanium. Let's see what it is, what's easier. Sulfur. Silver is already on its limit. We could send stuff from over here because we have overproduction here. So I could send methane and water back to the main station. Let's do that, and that should be enough, I guess. Methane is increasing and we got 76 stars. Alright, we did it. We got all 4 achievements. I would say this one was, well, not super easy, but fairly easy because we have tons of asteroids, lots of space to play with, but it's quite tedious because there are 76 stars we have to collect and most from resources, meaning we have to build tons of production lines and lay out in a way that we have enough space. But as I said, space was not really an issue. So it was just time consuming. Took me 2 hours, 38 minutes. We are reaching the end of this episode. As always, if you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe and write a comment, and see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and bye bye.